Um, really, we just had to pick up our effort a little bit on the defensive end, and just we were missing a lot of shots in the first half. We knew that, but we knew they were gonna fall. So we just had to lead our offense with our defense, and I felt like we had it for a little bit, and then it kind of got away from us near the end. Yeah, I mean, those are shots that we usually make. I mean, we weren't really. I mean, we were frustrated by it, but we can't let that, affect our game because when we did that, they got easy buckets because we were just frustrated and our defense was down. So I mean, we just have to keep playing in those moments.
Say it again. Um, I think so. Even though we were down, we still were fighting to get back, and as you can see, we did make that run, and we tried to come back. We just had to stick, to our defensive principles, and I think it would have been a good game. Oh, I feel good. I feel good being with my teammates. It was just really of how it felt, conditioning wise. I mean, I was just out there just trying to help my teammates the most I can. If I felt like I could go, I could go. Just playing it by ear.
That we just have to basically all be all five guys, one string on defense, and we just have to keep the intensity high. We can't have no letdowns. Can't take any breaks because they make us pay for it. So I feel like these 3 games were a great learning experience for our team, and I feel like we're going to be ready to go for conference play.
Proud of my guys. Really, really gave a great effort in the second half. Obviously, I felt like, like every game that you don't win, if I woulda, coulda. But I'll say it again, and I've said it before, I love these kids, and I really think that they're going to, surprise people in conference. We just got to get better quickly now. So some of the mistakes we made tonight were the discipline, on-court discipline mistakes that we got to shore that up quickly. Unfortunately, sometimes those things take a little time, but we've fixed a lot, I think, already. Now we just need to carry it over into conference. The second half, obviously, was a much better effort. Outscored them by 3. Did some very good things. We still didn't cut down, I think, on their transition points. I thought they were still really, really good in transition. They had 21, I think, as our count. And then 14 in the second half. Didn't get our deflections total again. We keep missing that. That's a big part of what we do and our identity. So technically, we tried to throw some different looks at them in the first half in the zone. It was good on their initial shot, but then they got offensive rebounds out of it. And those putbacks hurt us, and then went back to man and shored it up a little bit. And just played man the whole second half outside of the full court zone stuff. So proud of the guys, that we're doing and the right things, teaching the right things, and got the right kids in the program. So we're, for where this program was and what we needed to do, we're showing signs that we've achieved some of that. And again, there's still a lot of basketball left, so we haven't proven it yet. But I'm hopeful and optimistic that we'll continue this progression, kind of play off of this second half and give them at least a feel good into the holidays, 20 minutes of feel good at least, that we played with, one of the best teams in the country, head to head for 20 minutes. And unfortunately, there's no, just losing just does not feel good. And so that is what it is. It doesn't matter who you're playing. You don't play this game to play them close. So it's just a matter of getting these guys' heads to understand these little things with film. We got a bunch of guys that were going home for a couple days, so we'll send them their edits to review, and then we'll do some phone stuff with them over the next couple days. and then there's 4 or 5 guys staying back, and we'll have them by the house and watch film with them and get them some rehab and some condition and stuff. And then we'll go back to work on the 26th. I want to see that play. Did you guys see that play? Did he get pushed on that rebound? Did anybody see? I thought he did. Yeah, I'd like to see that. I just thought that was pretty obvious, but it didn't matter. I just want him to come out of there healthy, and he wasn't very healthy. He hurt his knee and his lower back, so we'll see how that goes. Before you ask, Dwayne Morgan's situation is he's still having trouble with that hip and off of the surgery, so he's still not ready to come back and doubtful, for his first couple games. So it doesn't look good right now. Chris feels good and healthy, just a little bit out of sync. I mean, but for Chris to get 8 and 7 and he hasn't played in a month, it's pretty good. So yeah, there were some flashes, there's some signs there. He was 4 for 7 and from the field, and he did some good things. I just wish we would have shot better from the free throw line. That was just one of those mental toughness things where, gosh, we've been shooting. I don't know what we are in the season. We're over 70%, and we shot 41% tonight. That's just unacceptable. They got to be tougher mentally. That's you can't shoot like that against anybody in conference and think you're going to win on the road. So, got to do a better job. We will.
How do you feel on a satisfaction level? How the guys are running the offense? 13 games and also shot selection.
We're calling an assortment of sets based on the personnel that we have on the floor, and defensively how they're guarding us. We got some pretty good action out of the middle ball screen again after some continuity going into it. We ran a couple sets that kind of got us, I think, down to 14 points or 13 points or something like that, and we were able to capitalize on some pretty good movement. And the guys were able to do them on the fly, and they weren't after timeouts where you had to sit and, and show them and draw them up. Well, 1 or 2 of them was, but I think for the most part we called a lot of them on the fly. So that was good to see. So I think they're getting more comfortable with it. We need to get more running, just plain running off of our rebounds and get out and fill the lane, get the big to the rim, and we should get some easier buckets off of our defense and stuff. We're not getting enough of those. We're having to work too hard, having to actually earn my money. So I guess it's good for the school. I think if the right guy's shooting it, his feet are set, that's part of who we are. We got to make shots, we just, we had especially the first 10 minutes, we had really good looks. I didn't think that they were playing selfish. I thought a lot of them could have been potential assists. I thought they were off of an extra pass, but we just missed them, and you don't expect that when a team's been shooting as well as we have from the perimeter. But hey, it's Kansas, fellas. They're pretty good. So.
Coach, not a lot of road trips in the non-conference schedule. You're going to open up with 3 road trips in the first 14 days of conference. So anything concern you about that?
I hadn't thought about it at all until you just reminded me. So thank you for that. No, not really. I think that when you look at the road trips we did take, and the luxury of having to charter every single game, I think that alleviates some of those road woes. You got to go to an airport. It's delayed. You got the layover. You got to wait. You got to get up early to leave the next day. I mean, that's what wears you out, quite honestly. Waiting in lines for whatever reason is stressful to human beings in general. I don't know about you guys, but I hate waiting in lines. I can lay in bed or I can wait in a line, and one stresses you out and one is relaxing. Go figure, But having a charter plane is huge for every single trip. So I'm hoping to see the benefits of that. I haven't been able to charter every single game since we were at Louisville. So, and it was good for us.
Do you think that the Mountain West has any, is there any style of play or anything that could particular challenge that may be different from other leagues or unique in any way?
Oh, good question, Mike. You young guys are so analytical. Let me think. I would say that no in general, based on the fact that the majority of these coaches I've gone against before, you know what I mean? And when they used to be in the WAC, I mean, not Colorado State, Boise State, Fresno State, Nevada, Utah State, you know, who else? Reno. Well, I said Reno. So that, I mean, those guys were in the conference, you know. So I know, and they different coaches for the most part, but they just there's only so many different ways you could play the game. So I think it really comes back down to players. And you go in other conferences and you have this level of player. Now that changes the game. You know what I mean? But as far as X and O's and defensive principles and systems, I think it's pretty much the same from conference to conference, for the most part. Till you get with those smart guys like you know, and you get into the Howards and Yales and you know, all those schools. So Harvard, I should say. Howard too. Probably not bad. Anything else, guys? All right. Happy holidays, you guys.